Alright guys, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started because I ain't got all day. And yeah, I have a few things I want to say. I don't know where to look because I'm using my phone. But as the title suggests, we're doing a review today of Queen Afua's Sacred Woman. And of course, I have my notes here. The window is open, so if you're getting some noise, it's from the outside. So yeah, so I'm doing a review of Sacred Woman today, and it's honestly one of my favorite books, even though I have some issues with it, but it's still one of my favorite books. Now, let me just say, I love this book. I love what it represents, and I love what it has presented to Black women, right? From, just going natural, embracing my natural hair, then into this kind of Black conscious type of thought, and then I got into the more spiritual type of consciousness, and then being in that space, following a lot of people who were in the conscious Black community, I would come across Queen Afua's name a lot, and the Sacred Woman. And I think at the time, this is before Sacred Woman really blew up, she was known for her book Heal Thyself, right? She's more known for that. And I used to hear a lot about her, but I never really came across her book. Though I have a book supplier, iNation, so I knew I could go to him and ask him if he knew of the book. And I almost could remember, I'm sure that I remember seeing it on his table at some point or another. Lots of times I will just go and look over his books, what he has available, and then later on down the line I get it. Sometimes it just sticks out to me, but I don't get it right away. And I think Sacred Woman was one of those books that I used to always see, but I never really took it up. I didn't even have any idea what was in the book and that it would appeal to me in any kind of way. Anyway, one day I asked him if he had it, and he said yes, he had it, and I got it. So my copy is actually from iNation, and I know I confirmed it because him always put a stamp in him book them, right? So I know I got it from him. But I had it for a long time and I didn't do anything with it. I had it just sitting on my bookshelf for years, and I think I attempted to read it a couple of times. I started reading it. I think a lot of women struggle to read Sacred Woman. They struggle to start. It can be a little bit intimidating. It's a thick book, and when you open it, it's a lot of information. It's a lot of information, even just the start. So if you don't know what you're doing, what you're getting into, it can be intimidating. And I think it was that for me each time that I took it up. And I think I got through the first part of the book is like an introduction. So it tells you about Kemetic knowledge, which is ancient Egyptian knowledge. So really that is the base of the book, Egyptian or Kemetic spirituality is the base of it. Let me see, where do I start? Right. So chapter 1 is in part 1, and so it gives you a little bit of history about Kemetic knowledge, Kemetic philosophy, and which is not so very hard. And if you are interested in that type of thing, it might not be hard. By the way, are you guys hearing me? Are you guys who are on hearing me? I don't even know how to view the chat. I don't even know. Anywho, I hope you're there. I hope you're hearing me and I'm not wasting my time. Anywho. Yeah, so I only got through maybe close to starting or started Gateway Zero. The book has 9 gateways, right? So you have the introduction, you have chapter 2, which is Gateway Zero, which is basically an introduction to what the initiation is about and how you will go through each gateway. That's what Gateway Zero really teaches you, how to use the book. Tells you all of the things that you need and so on. So I'm trying to remember at what point it is that I really seriously decided to take up the book and really try to read it. I think it was after coming out of a toxic relationship, and I really decided to take a break from being with anybody or having anybody in my space. And I think that was for about 2 years, a little over 2 years. So during that period, I really decided to dive deep into Sacred Woman. And it was a struggle. It was a struggle. In the book, in the Gateway Zero, or was it? It's somewhere in part 2. She recommends that you start sister circles, which is hard to do because you have to find women who are also interested in Sacred Woman, who's interested in reading the book, who's interested in going on this journey of self-discovery with you, this journey to womanhood with you. So women who are as committed as you are, because it takes commitment to it, because you have to go through this process of getting up in the mornings, doing these rituals in the mornings. You have to do spiritual baths, you have to do some meditation, you have to do journaling, you know, you have to eat, you have to completely change your diet and eat differently, or eat as she recommends that you eat. Or if you're the type of person who is already on a healthy eating journey, maybe you don't need to follow exactly. And that's one of my issues also with the book, is that there are some things in there that I just don't eat. And so, you know, those things not really in line with my diet. So, but in Gateway, can somebody send me a message, please? So I can see that you're there, or I don't know how to get to the chats. These live things frustrate me, you know, but at least it live. That's all I want to know. It's up, but it would be great to know if you can hear me. But I think so. I think so. Anyway, so I tried to start some sister circles, and eventually with sister circles you have to connect. Ah, great, you're there. All right, awesome. I just wanted to know that you're not there and you can hear me. You can hear me. Perfect. So I tried to start some sister circles a couple of times, and it never really worked. I don't know why. We lost connection some of the times, and you know, maybe a couple women in the group had issues with each other, and then, you know, eventually the connection just doesn't work. And so I said, you know what, all right, I don't know about the sacred sister circle thing. Maybe that's not gonna work for me, so I'm just gonna have to try and do this thing on my own as best as I can. And I found myself stressed out about it a lot, because I would start and stop and start and stop, get to a point and stop. I would never get past Gateway Zero. And I think if you not get past Gateway Zero, you not start the book yet. You haven't started. So I would struggle to get past it. And I remember talking to my friend Ajua, who passed. I remember because she read Sacred Woman, and she actually read the book. She got products from, she was in contact with Queen Afua. She got products from Queen Afua. She got healed. She read Heal Thyself as well, and she went through, I think Queen Afua has some products that she sells along with Heal Thyself. So she got those books as well. She got those things as well. And so I remember I went to her one day frustrated, saying, you know, I don't know. At this time she was going through some things, so she wasn't really in a space to really be in a sister circle with me, you know. So I was telling her that I was struggling, you know, to read the book, and I didn't know how to approach it. Every time I would start and stop, and you know, and she basically told me that I was overthinking it, and you know, I need to calm down and relax and pace myself and take my time. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. I don't have to have all of the things, because there are lots of recommended things in the book. You know, Queen Afua recommends that you set up an altar, and you know, there are certain things that she recommends for the altar as well. And so I'm freaking out because I don't have everything. It's okay, you don't have to have everything all at once, you know what I mean? Yeah, you have your candle, you have your crystals, you have your what else you might need for your altar, your water, maybe a plant, you know. You don't have to have everything. You can take your time and get all of the things that you need for the altar, right? And also I was freaking out about not having a sister circle as well, and that not working out. So when she told me that, I realized I was, you know, overthinking it. And even her, she never finished the book, you know. And she showed me her notes, because she had a journal, a really thick journal with lots of notes in there. And but I asked her if she finished it, and she said no. And truth be told, most of the women that I know have read, or I have asked if they read or attempted to read Queen Afua, Sacred Woman, have not finished it. Most people, they either have it and haven't started it, or they started it and didn't finish. They didn't get through the introduction. They didn't get through the Gateway Zero, you know. At least me to get through Gateway Zero. I know most people haven't even gone through Gateway Zero, you know. So I really pushed myself. I pushed myself and pushed myself. I got through Gateway Zero, and then I said to myself, no, I'm going to at least get through another gateway. So I got through, I did Sacred Movement, which is Gateway 3. I didn't want to do it in order, because Gateway 1 is Sacred Words. Gateway 2 is Sacred Foods. Gateway 3 is Sacred Movement, which I did. And Gateway 4 is Sacred Beauty, which I did as well, which is also what inspired some of my products, and also inspired the Sacred Beauty Cleanse. And then there's Gateway 5 is Sacred Space, Gateway 6 is Sacred Healing, Gateway 7 Sacred Relationships, Gateway 8 Sacred Union, Gateway 9 Nefer Atum, that is the Sacred Lotus Initiation. So I guess this is really just the finale. And yeah, so after getting through a couple gateways, I was kind of frustrated, because I wasn't feeling like I had the support that I think I needed. I didn't have the sister circle. She also recommends that you find some elders, which was another frustration for me. Find some elders who you can go and sit at their feet and talk to them and learn from them, and they become sort of mentors for you, you know. And I couldn't find that. I was so frustrated about it. There were a couple of elder women within Rastafari that I actually approached about it, and in not so many words, I was shut down, you know, because you see people and you make assumptions about them and about who they are based on how they carry themselves. And the truth is that a lot of people are in costume. You know, a lot of people, you see them in head wraps, and you see them in, they wear ankhs, and they wear crystals, and they wear all sorts of things, and you have an image of them in your mind because of how they dress. You think that they're a certain way, and then when you engage them about certain things, you realize that the consciousness isn't really there. You know, it's just an outfit them have on. And so a couple of the women who I approached, you know, I don't, maybe I approached the wrong ones still, but you know, the ones who I approached in that type of way, and it wasn't random. You know, these would have been women who I have engaged with already, and it just didn't happen that way. And I thought, I felt defeated. I was just like, well, I think to go through this type of process, you really do need an elder. You need elders, you know. And when you want to go through this type of African-centered initiation, elders are important. And so I felt like that was missing. The sister circle support was missing, because it's hard to do these types of things alone. You need motivation, you need encouragement, you need inspiration. So if you don't have that, what will happen is what happens to most women. They just never get through it. They don't do it. They have the book, and the book, you know, looks brand new. Mine don't look brand new. It looks like I've tried it a couple of times. That's what it looks like. I've tried a few things, right? But I, for a while, resented Queen Afua. I'm just being honest, because I felt scammed. I was just like, why can't I get through this book? Is it me? I'm not disciplined? I don't think so. I think it's just, for this type of initiation, we need the support. And Queen Afua is based in the US. And most of the women who have gone through her initiation actually live in the US, or have been able to go to her. And not all of us are going to be able to go to where she is, you know. So if we don't have a Queen Afua here, it's difficult to do this type of thing, you know. So you have so many women, not just in Jamaica, all over the world, who have purchased this book and haven't gone through it, haven't gone through the initiation, or gotten the benefits of the women who were able to complete the initiation with Queen Afua. And let me tell you something about those women. I can tell them from afar. I can see them and know them. That woman was initiated by Queen Afua. There's just something about them that stands out. You see the beauty that's just oozing out of them, the energy, them skin glowing, the way they talk, the way they carry themselves, the way they dress, like everything about them, you just know. And also what they're about. Generally, their business is woman-centered, it's female-centered, it's womb-centered, it's healing, it's somewhere in the realm of healing, generally. And almost all the time, I can look at a woman, American mostly, I can look at them and know that they were initiated by Queen Afua. So I felt like, wow, we don't have what do you mean? What do you mean it's not me, it's what's happening around me? You mean the noise? What are you talking about? But yeah, I felt a little bitter because I didn't feel like we are having the same type of experience that women who are close to her are having. And so many of us have bought this book. This book isn't cheap. I think I paid, and it's years ago, I paid about 5,000 Jamaican dollars for it. That is equivalent to how much? What? Maybe about 40 US dollars or something like that. So it's not a cheap book. So think about how many thousands, I dare say millions of women who have purchased this book and have not seen the benefits of it because they don't have the proper support. So I feel like Queen Afua, though she's not young. You know, I feel like maybe she should have done some type of tour, you know, to different countries, and made herself more available to women who needed help. Because or you know, send out her initiates then to do her work. You know, at least make that a part of their initiation program, that they are to travel to different places and initiate other women or something. I don't know, but something else. But what's not working is us having these books just gathering dust on our shelves, and we're not getting the benefits of it. I just don't think that works. But she was Queen Afua. She was in Jamaica recently. There was an event that she came to, and I wasn't so interested in the event, so I didn't go. Had it been maybe something else, I would have gone, but I wasn't interested in going. Anyway, I I was glad to know that she came, that she was here, and she was trying to connect with her audience here, which there are quite a few. Sorry if you don't, what if you don't, see me lose that. I don't even know where to find that comment now. I'm sorry, I'm very new to this live thing, so I'm gonna know what to do. I don't know what to do. Sorry if you don't have that type of support, or in the atmosphere with a certain type of people surrounding you. It's not easy. Right, right. It's not easy if you don't have the proper support to do this type of initiation. Um, and the truth be told, the women who are would be Queen Afua's age here, some of them don't even know of Queen Afua, you know. So to even explain to them this type of journey that you're on, them don't really understand. And it's not like Rastafari women here don't have a certain type of consciousness. A lot of them do, but I don't think we understand rites of passage and the importance of rites of passage. I think it's what's very much missing from our culture, and why a lot of us are so lost. And some tools is not cheap to get, and you think you don't complete the gates. I was thinking I could do better. Listen, don't stress yourself. Don't stress yourself. As you said, it's true. A lot of the tools that she recommends are cheap, and the book itself is not cheap, for one. And then there are all these things that she's recommending that you do. You have to have money to do those things. And truth be told, a lot of women who take up Queen Afua is probably at the darkest moments of them life. They probably don't have no whole heap of money. I hope y'all are understanding that. Sometimes I just go into patois. But sometimes they just don't have the money to even do all of these things. You understand? So if the support is not there, it's hard. Yes. So I when she was here, I saw a few videos of her really connecting with some young women here, and I thought that was really great. You know, maybe she's open to doing other things and coming here. It is missing. I'm from Caribbean household and was not taught. Boy, these comments are fading too fast. And was not taught the things that I know or have experienced now. Yeah, that's all of us. That's all of us. There are so many things that I wish I experienced in my, from, you know, going into teenager, going into, you know, adulthood, going so many parts of our journey that we just didn't, there was no proper rites of passage, there's proper passage, there's a proper, you know, transition into the different phases of our lives. So there are so many things that's missing, so many lessons that we're missing. And I think, and I don't really blame our parents, because they, some of them just never really have the tools, they didn't know better, so they couldn't really teach us all of these things, or, you know, show us certain things. So a lot of things I discovered in my adult life, and sometimes a lot of them, I'm sorry, I discovered late, you know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But one thing I will say about Queen Afua's, what I've seen in recent times that may be helpful, is that she's added a journal, a Sacred Woman journal, to her offering, you know, that goes along with the Sacred Woman book. And possibly that will work, because with journals you kind of have a guide. I don't know what it looks like, you know, and I think I'm gonna purchase it because I'm curious. I want to know, you know, maybe it gives them a guide into how to use the book, how to do certain things, maybe how to journal. Some people don't know how to journal, you know. If you're not really a writer from the start, you know, you're not the type of person that writes, you don't know what to do with a journal, maybe just start doodling in it, you know, because where do you start? And so there are some journals that offer a guide, and I think those are good for some people who might have a challenge. So I think that's a good thing. That's a good start to, you know, fixing the gap that is there. But I definitely think that more can be done to help the people who have this book and just have it gathering dust. More can be done. I don't know if she can return to Jamaica. As I said, maybe she needs to do like a Caribbean tour, go to the other Caribbean islands too, and, you know, do a weekend or something. But I think she definitely needs to acknowledge her international audience, because a lot of, yes, she's followed by a lot of Black American women, but women outside of America follow her as well. And we need the guidance, we need the help. And, you know, it's not an easy book for everybody, because a lot of what is in here is new knowledge. You know, people will be new to Kemetic knowledge, very, very new. I think at the time when I first got it, I wasn't even into Kemetic knowledge. So when we see the introduction, I'm just like, what the hell is this all about? I don't know, I can't relate, you know. And so that makes it difficult. So, but it's an initiation, so it really should be done with her as she does it with the other women who actually go and be around her and go through the process of initiation. So it's really not, even though she recommends that you find elders, you create a sister circle and do all of that, it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. But as I said in the beginning, I love the book. I love, you know, what it represents, and I love what it presents to Black women, especially in a time where, you know, in a time of BBLs, in a time of, you know, debauchery, in a time of degeneracy, in a time of like everything negative that you can think of is what the Black woman is partaking in. And so there's hardly anything out there that is really elevating, and anything that is woman centered and really, and also African femininity centered. Is that right? Yeah. But we don't really have much of that. We don't have anything that's really showing you how to become a woman, become a black woman, because that's important, you know. Femininity for white women and black women is different. And so, like I said in the video that I did the other day, this is one of the books I would recommend if you want to understand African femininity and what it looks like and how you can see yourself in it. This is one of the best books to do that. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. It has been helpful to me in a lot of ways. So I'm not gonna say, you know, I haven't received some things from it. As I said, it inspired some of the products in Tropiki, and it inspired me in just a lot of ways. I never used to do purification before a Sacred Woman. I didn't see it as important, purification, you know. So some of the spiritual baths, I never used to do them before a Sacred Woman. Some of the ways that I was using crystals before, you know, some of the ways that I would use goddesses or tap into goddess energy before Sacred Woman, and even just having a ritual, you know, having a way that I do things, creating my altar. No, I'm never without an altar, you know. So, and that space is I need that for my sacred time, you know, for my time when I need to meditate, my time when I need to connect with my ancestors. So many different things that I use my altar for, you know. So it has also taught me about creating sacred space. So many things, you know. It's a good book. I won't take I won't take too much away from it, you know. It's a good book. It's a good start. As I said, it's a good it presents something good to black women, but we just need help, Queen Afua. We need help. The young women need help. And you know, even if I don't know if I'll ever really go through all of it, but you know, I'd love to be that elder, you know, later on, for young women who want to take up that book here in Jamaica, and you know, they know they can come to me, and you know, I can guide them because I've been through it already and all of that. And I don't have the time to go to Queen Afua, to where she is in the States. I have things to do here, you know. Not at this point in my life do I have time to fly go somewhere else. The only place I fly for initiation right now is Africa. So so yeah, but maybe I'll get through it. Maybe I'll get through it, and I'll do it for the young ones who are gonna come up years from now, who are gonna want to read it and need an elder. But even if I don't read it, I'm sure I can still be that. I'm sure I can still be that in some way or another. But yeah, so some of you know, I see 11 people on the live right now. Anybody have any questions or anything you want to add? Tammy Christine, thank you for joining us as well. Watch that, it gone already. You're welcome, you're welcome. So anybody else has anything that you want to share, any question that you want to ask about the book? Now is a good time. Now is a good time. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I wanted to say about it. Yeah, so I guess that's it, guys. That's it for this review of The Sacred Woman by Queen Afua. If you're in Jamaica and you want to get the book, you can definitely check iNation Books and Necessities. He's a mobile bookstore. How important is sisterhood and initiation into Sacred Woman? I did mention that before about the sister circle. It's very important. Sisterhood is important to feminine energy. It's important for women to have the support of other women around. We need feminine energy because it helps us to sit in our femininity more when we have healthy sisterhood, you know, not the type of catty friendships that women tend to have these days. But for the type of support that you're gonna need on this type of journey, the encouragement that you're gonna need from a woman who is doing the same thing, wants to go through the same process, wants to make the same changes in her life, it's very important. And the initiation itself is important to a woman's growth. It's important to your journey into womanhood, into understanding yourself, into understanding your history, your culture, and how all of that relates to who you are as a woman, and especially as a black woman. So how you're supposed to carry yourself, how you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to be in community, how you're supposed to be with other women, how you're supposed to be in a relationship, how you're supposed to be in business, how you're supposed to be as a mother, how you're supposed to be as a sister, as a daughter, you know, just how to live sacredly as a woman. And I think it is the best way to be, because I think the inspiration for Queen Afua in creating this book was the illnesses that were and this book was written originally a long time ago. I don't remember what year, if I can get to the original year that it was published. 1994, I think, right? So from them time, women been having womb issues, and I think fibroids was the main inspiration behind the book. You know, black women having fibroids, and so really, it's teaching women how to live so that their womb stays healthy. You know, so that they have a healthy womb always, or so that they can heal their wombs. That's really why I think she created the book. So when a woman is living as she should, which is sacredly, she will be healthy in her womb. And once her womb is healthy, she's overall, her general wellness is good once her womb is good as well. So yeah, I think that's one of the main benefits of this initiation. Maintaining a healthy womb and healthy relationships, healthy life, healthy balance of everything. Just a completely balanced woman. I mean, nobody is perfect and will never be that, especially in this society. We can never be fully perfect, but we can aspire to be, and we can take tips from elders like Queen Afua, who have left a kind of blueprint, you know, for women to follow. And we need more women like her. We need more women who are going to be, you know, even like me. You know, we need more women like me who are doing work at this age, so that later on we can be like Queen Afua for the women who are going to come along and need that, you know. So that's why this is important also, because women do need initiation into becoming elders. That's another thing, you know. And lots of older women have done Sacred Woman initiation with Queen Afua. It's not just young women, because as I said, people need rites of passage into different stages of life, into motherhood, into womanhood, into marriage, into eldership. So it's good to know how you're going to function in every phase, every stage of life. And these types of initiations will help you with that. Let me see. There was another question. Would you be open to a virtual sister circle? Yes, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. If listen, I'm always open, you know. But what I find is that there are people who aren't committed. And you have to be committed. You have to really, really want it. And you have to, like, I have a sister circle now. And this sister circle, we don't communicate as much as we used to. But we do checking in on each other every now and then. But it started, our sister circle started from a retreat. We went to a sister wombs retreat and it started from there. But we still communicate, but not as much as we used to, you know. And life happens, you know, different things are happening in everybody's lives, so you're not able to give the time and attention that you would before. um, but you just have to try. It's just like any other relationship. You know, you decide that you're going to start a relationship, you commit to it and do what you need to do to make sure that it works. And so but just like any other relationship, you get in a relationship with a man and you are more committed than he is, you know. It's just, that's just how it is. So it's just to find the people who will be as committed as you are to the journey. But I'm definitely always open as long as you are willing to commit to the journey, as long as others are willing to commit to the journey. Yeah, of course. I wish I could find someone that are as committed, you know, to this type of journey. Any more questions? Let me see if I missed anything. Any other questions you guys want to ask? These kids coming home from school now, they're about to get loud. So, alright, so if you guys don't have any other questions or anything else to add, I'm just gonna cut off now. It's at 43 minutes. That's not bad. That's not bad. I hope to do more of these types of lives. So, I know many people aren't home now, but it's okay. You can rewatch it later. And don't forget to like also. Me keep on, I forget to ask you to like. So before I leave, just give the thing a like before I leave. Alright? So thank you so much for joining me. And I don't know where to look. Thank you so much for joining me, and take care of yourself, and we'll link up in another live. Alright, later. Eh.